Konnichiwa, Toreishi desu. This is your motivational study break with My Nihongo lessons. Each video helps you complete one step in the Marugoto Rikai textbook series. 皆さん、こんにちは. Study with me in Rikai Lesson 4-2, Conversation and Grammar. Let's look at page 47. This is 4-2-2, 会話 and 文法, so conversation and grammar. First, what are our context clues? So we're looking at a photograph, and we have two vocabulary words posted. First, we have watashi. Watashi means I, or me, or my, right? Watashi. And now we have watashi tachi. Watashi tachi means we, or us. Right? So we're going to be listening to someone talk about their family and the members of the family and where they live. Let's listen.
私の家族は3人です。父と母と私です。私たちは大阪に住んでいます。
So let's take a look at our grammar that we have. It is going to be X と Y. X と Y. So と is and. It helps us to make a specific list of things. X and Y. 母と父。私と兄。Can you make a list of your family members? Let's take a listen to the next slide where we have a lot of people talking about the members of their family. So we are going to be on page 47, the bottom half. We have 4 different people talking about their families. And we're going to be listening for this X to Y construction. Okay? As you listen to each person talk about their family, look at the photo. Okay? So we're looking at this photo, seeing how many people there are, and who are the people in the family. Then you're going to choose one of those vocabulary words above to fill into the brackets. Okay, this is the family member. Let's look at these family members real quick before we get started. A, 妻, 妻. B, 夫, 夫. C, 子供, 子供. D, 兄, 兄. And E, 姉, 姉. If you don't know these words, grab your word book or your goicho real quick and take a look at what they are so you have them in your mind. Okay? If you need to, look at the vocabulary that's in the sentences. Do you know all the vocabulary here? Okay, so what word are we putting in to the brackets? Here we go.
1、
うちの家族は2人です。妻と私です。
2、私の家族は4人です。夫と私と子供2人です。3、
うちの家族は5人です。父と母と姉と私と弟です。
4、
私の家族は6人です。父と母と妻と子供2人と私です。
How did you do? If you had trouble with 3, because we had ani, ane, one is older brother, one is older sister. To know which one, you need to look carefully at the photo. So let's take a look at 4-2-3 on page 48. This is a little bit more complicated grammar. Okay? X は Y に住んでいます。X は Y に住んでいます。住んでいます to reside in. Ni is telling me the location. So Y is going to be my location. Y に住んでいます。I live in Y. Y に住んでいます。X is our topic. So who are we talking about? 私。私は大阪に住んでいます。I live in Osaka. 私は アメリカに住んでいます。I live in America. So, who is X? Right? That's the person that we are talking about. Down below, どこに住んでいますか? どこ? Where? This is our question that goes to this answer. どこに住んでいますか? どこに住んでいますか? Where do you live? X は Y に住んでいます。I live in Y. Okay? X は Y に住んでいます。When we ask どこに住んでいますか? We are not specifically stating who we are talking about. The who is all depends on what's going on around us. Japanese is a high context language. So we know the topic of our conversation because that's what we're talking about. We don't have to restate it in our sentences. Also notice how this sentence is constructed. どこに住んでいますか? Where do you live? And the statement, Y に住んでいます. I live in Y. Unlike English, we don't have to rearrange the sentence because we are asking a question. Also, look at the very end. We have the sound ka. Ka. Remember, this is a question mark in Japanese, and we have to vocalize it. So don't forget the ka. Let's listen to some more conversations about where somebody lives. So this is on page 48. You see this big map of Japan. We're going to listen to 5 people talk about where they live. They'll be asked, どこに住んでいますか? And they're going to give their answer. Here we go.
1、
どこに住んでいますか？
私たちは大阪に住んでいます。
あ、大阪ですか。
2、どこに住んでいますか？
東京です。私たちは東京に住んでいます。
3、どこに住んでますか？
私たち、広島に住んでます。
ああ、広島。4、
どこに住んでますか？
あ、沖縄です。私たちは沖縄に住んでます。
5、
どこに住んでますか？
私たち北海道に住んでます。
へえ、北海道ですか。
Minasan, how did you do? If you had difficulty hearing the name of the city where they live, please review this section again. Did you notice how sometimes we said watashi wa and sometimes we just started with why? In Japanese, you can leave off the first part of the sentence, the topic, the X wa, when that topic is understood by everybody. So oftentimes we will leave that off when we're talking about ourselves because it is understood. Let's look at 4-2-4 on page 48. This is at the bottom. This is a group conversation. Okay? So in order to prepare for it, I would like you to fill out the first line. The first line says, watashi, myself, so I. What are my answers? So I'd like you to answer each one of these questions and write your answer underneath. Here are the questions. Are you ready? 家族は何人ですか? 誰がいますか? どこに住んでいますか? Good job. So you can write your answer in hiragana and katakana. If you're not quite ready yet, you can write your answer in romaji. Okay. Next, for a little bit extra practice, I would like you to go to marugotoweb.jp and we're going to enter the pink box. Okay, click the enter button to come here to the A1 practice. Scroll down and you will see the grammar section. And you'll see topic 2, this is the very first row, topic 2, and Lesson 4, the very first 2 sentences are what we worked on today. You can click the arrow at the end of each sentence and you'll go to a more detailed explanation. Or you can click practice and just jump into some extra questions. It might be a little quiz-like to make sure that you really internalized all of these grammar structures. Finally, go to page 194 and 195 in the back of your Rikai book, and you will see the Nihongo check. So this is just making sure that you're taking stock of what you've done. You'll see lesson 4 in this blue section, lesson 4, and the 2 sentences that we've worked on so far. And you can see in the little boxes, you can add X and Y if you want to help you remember how those go. Rate yourself. How did you do? Did you do it really well, or do you need a little more practice? And if you want to, include the date so you remember when you studied this.
皆さん、よくできました。
Join me on Patreon for new lessons every week, downloadable resources, and live study support. And a special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. ありがとうございます。 Please like this video and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss another Marugoto goal. And please share this with a friend, because studying a language is always better with a buddy. Mata ne!